Initiating the general discussion on the demands for grants, a member said, Sir, I am thankful to the Honorable Speaker for giving me this opportunity to say a few words on the demands for grants. At the outset, I would like to refer to the demands for grants under the control of the Ministry of Defense. As far as our defense preparedness is concerned, there are some basic needs or other aspects which should be considered seriously by the government. It should be borne in mind that the defense activity is not an isolated process. It has to be accompanied by the sound economy, a strong industrial base, and good international relations, as also the capability to cope with modern technology. I hope the government will taking into consideration all these needs will have proper planning in the field of defense. There are some quarters which sometimes allege over earning and overspending in this field. I do not agree with this view because if you take into account the entire picture of the whole world today, nobody can say that we are either overspending or over earning. The picture of our military expenditure and social expenditure is clear. In the matter of military preparedness, I would like to point out that India occupies the 17th place in the list of countries. On this, there can be reasonable assessment, but there cannot be correct predictions. I think thought has also to be given to other factors which are prevalent in the modern world. I would like to suggest with regard to communication system, a separate satellite channel should be made available so that they need not depend on other sources for their communication need, by which secrecy can also be maintained to a great extent. Then I would like to refer to the strike by port and dock workers. In reality, it is the creation of the government. In this connection, I would like to bring to the notice of the government that if the government had taken proper steps to settle the issues to agree with the demands raised by the Port Federation representatives, this could have been solved to a considerable extent. Many discussions had taken place between the two parties, but nothing fruitful came out of that. Subsequently, the officials of the ministry intervened and many rounds of talks had also taken place. I am sorry to state that all of them did not bear fruit. Sir, there is background for the demand put forward by the workers working in the ports and docks in our country. President of Government of India set up a wage revision committee to examine and export a uniform wage structure for all major ports in India. The committee submitted the report after 2 years. On the basis of that report, the Government of India entered into an agreement with the Federation. Under this agreement, a measure of uniformity in the wages and allowances of port and dock workers of India was achieved, but the Government of India did not honor the commitment. This was the beginning of sliding down of the wage level of the workers. I regret to point out that till then the government was blatantly ignoring the agreement with the workers. The government maneuvered, and so the agreement got extended to 6 years instead of the earlier 5 years. In this connection, I would like to point out that the extension of the agreement to 6 years affected in eroding the legitimate income due to the workers. The dock workers are the most disciplined class in this country. By this style, the workers have shown their discipline and the reasonableness of the demands raised by them, but the government has declared it as virtually illegal under the Industrial Disputes Act. The strike is the only weapon in the hands of the workers to express their displeasure or discontentment. In order to have industrial peace in the country, I would suggest the government to come forward with an open heart for the talks with the representatives of the federations, especially with a liberal mentality, so that the issues can be settled and the losses can be avoided to a great extent. Then I would like to refer to the general industrial relations in the country. I shall not appease any section at the cost of the national interest. I would like to say that the whole focus was only on the organized sector of the industry and no one bothered about the 17th million children and the 18 million unemployed in the country. The industrial community should start communicating with the workers and win over their confidence to improve and increase production. I want the labor ministry to take steps to recognize the grievances machinery for workers employed in hospitals, dispensaries, educational institutions and universities who were not receiving a fair deal. The ministry should give clear directions in shaping policies for more purposeful relations between the employers and the employees. It should be evolved in such a way that it become the vehicle of change, a change from conflict to that of collaborative efforts. I may also point out that liberation of trade unions that prevented the emergence of creative forces for nation building. Then among the unorganized labor, there is the single largest section which is now employed in the various branches of the house construction in the rural areas and cities. Now I would like to inform the Honorable Minister that serious attention should be paid to them so that these people can be brought under some kind of an effective productive regulation. Special attention would have to be given by the Labour Ministry with the cooperation of the Labour Ministries at the state level so that they can make a beginning in protecting this group. In regard to various other aspects of this unorganized labor, I would like to say that the system of honorary labor organizers should be extended, and I wish to congratulate the Planning Commission and the Labor Ministry for having taken up this scheme seriously for implementation. They have already made very good progress, and I hope these organizers will sooner or later be appointed for every block before the end of this year. Sir, I thank you very much.